It's about that time of day again here, boys and girls. Newsletter time. JJ here. SchoolOfTrade.com, SidewaysMarkets.com is our blog address. It's Monday. It's Monday already. That weekend went by so fast, didn't it? Boy, Monday evening, January 26th, 2015. Welcome back to your nightly newsletter. My name is Joseph James, broadcasting from a very wet and rainy Los Angeles, California. Boy, I'll tell you, at this rate, we're going to get that drought taken care of no time flat. We're going to have a big-time drought here in the southwest portion of the U.S., right? They're not having any problem with moisture on the East Coast. If you're logging in right now, tuning in here from the northeast of the United States, my heart goes out to you right now. About to batten down the hatches for, what are they calling it? Blizzard Juno, calling it a crippling blizzard. So, boy, if you guys are getting the white stuff right now, I won't even complain about getting the wet stuff. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for huddling around the laptop here this evening, trying to stay warm if you guys are in the Northeast, and welcome back to your newsletter. I got a jam-packed newsletter in store for you guys. We're bearish now on gold, bearish on crude, and that mighty Russell is just, it looks like somebody gave that mighty Russell a can of Jolt Cola here. It's still moving higher right now. So we're bullish on the Russell. Before we jump in some charts here for tomorrow, I do want to remind you guys, make sure you're watching this video right now on our trading blog over here at SidewaysMarkets.com. If you're watching the video on our YouTube page, that's wonderful, but there's a link in the description of the YouTube video that will take you over to this blog page. 3 reasons why you should be watching this video right now on our blog here at Sideways Markets. The first reason, you can download all of my charts. Now, I got a bunch more charts to go over this evening. So this is going to be one of those evenings where I want to get to it quickly here, but you can definitely download all of those charts right below tonight's video. Second thing here, upper left-hand corner, I got a special free pass. If you're not a member of SchoolOfTrade.com, and you'd like to know what it feels like to be in our trade room, if you'd like to learn from a 14-year veteran, if you'd like to see what is all the commotion about, what's everybody talking about, grab that free pass. I'll show you exactly what you've been missing. And of course, last but not least, just above mildly mug, lower left-hand corner. I was going to say something else. I'll keep that to myself. This is a PG-related program, guys. I got your name and your email address. I got your name and your email address to join our nightly newsletter mailing list. Now, guys, if you grab the free pass or if you register for the mailing list, I'm going to send you a verification email to make sure you're not a robot. All right, so make sure you check that spam, junk, right? Make sure, not that this, of course, is junk at all, but make sure you guys check all your inboxes for that verification email from yours truly. All right, had a great session last week. Back at it here today. You guys got for the Super Bowl. It's only a week away. Definitely, absolutely. All right, let's jump right in here. Monday evening, getting ready for what appears to be a really busy week here. First of all, starting with the Russell. Now, I had to do this a lot today. I had to kind of zoom out a little bit. You'll notice I'm on a 64 right now. So I had to push it out a little bit further because we got some expansion of some ranges right now. We got crude threatening to make new lows, Russell here. I wanted to show you kind of where we are in the big picture right now in the Russell. First of all, we got some key range highs here, right? Got some key ranges here. So you can see that's where we're going to get the real big strong resistance. And you can see right now this Russell is definitely on its way higher here. We're definitely trending higher. But boy, as you can see here though, we're about to run into a brick wall here of resistance. We got some swing highs, right? We got some extension resistance. We got some medium-term swing resistance, right? Throw in there a big round number at 1200, right? You got a bunch of just resistance levels in our way. So right now we can definitely see that we're bullish, but we're heading into some resistance. So the best thing we can do right now on this Russell, especially you notice here, we're going to measured move A to B, C to D, right? So you'll see here, it's going to be difficult for me to say to get long right now on this Russell. So I'm going to wait patiently for price to pull back, and then we'll look for some short-term buying opportunities here on the pullback. Obviously, as you can see on this chart right now, 1176.3, that's going to be an easy spot there. If we happen to pull back to 76.3, that'll be a delicious little area there to nibble to the upside. But that's the big picture on the Russell right now. We can definitely see we're bullish, but when you zoom out a little bit, all of a sudden you go, oh, okay, yeah. See, don't confuse the Russell with the Dow, Nasdaq, and the S&P. Right? These are the small caps. They're definitely not as bullish, right, as we have on the rest of the E-minis. Now, you want a really good look at this market. Here's a really good look at this market. Okay, Russell's bullish. Again, no shock there. Russell's bullish, making new highs. Right? See this? We got two highs here. You get a higher high in price. Easy, right? So Russell's bullish. We're making new highs. Now, we don't buy them highs, do we? What do? We buy in pullbacks. We don't buy at a premium. We buy at a discount. So that's why now I have options here, 1194.2, 1186.9, 1183.3, 1183.7, 1179, right? So these are 1, 2, 3, right? Little three areas there that we'll look for buying opportunities. Okay, the best buying opportunity would come down here around that 75.6. Okay, as you can see, you got multiple levels converging at that time. Got a little channel low going on down here. We got a swing low. We got a support range there, trigger zone, right? So we got quite a bit to look forward to buying this area right here, 75.6 area, right? Don't say I didn't warn you later on this week. Okay, so we don't buy the highs. Wait to buy a pullback. Okay, the short-term pullback would be 94.2. I would much rather, though, get it a little bit deeper because, you make your money when you buy, and I'd like to buy this as low as I can possibly get my hands on. Okay, so stay patient. Now, I'm always somebody who's looking to call the bluff here of these new highs, right? I'm always somebody who says, not so fast, right? I'm a little bit of a skeptic. I'm not really a perma bear or a bull. I've been burned so many times on these breakouts that I've learned to be suspicious. And so you can see I took out the old volume stick here and did some whooping. And you can see here the volume definitely confirming on this, right? We're getting higher highs on the price, higher highs on the volume, right? What do we call that, by the way? Well, regular divergence would be when they don't match up, right? So this would be the continuation, right? This would be the I'm drawing a blank. I'll come back and give it to you guys tomorrow. I'm forgetting this right now. Anyways, not important. So we know that we have some continuation. Volume is confirming. This tells me right here, I'm not going to buy the highs, but it's definitely a good sign that tomorrow we're definitely on the right track, being a bunch of buyers here on this Russell. Now I'll tell you, this is a real ugly chart here this evening on this Russell. This is an ugly chart. Look at this thing. Yuck. Right? Get the kids out of the room for this one. Boy, you won't have nightmares about this just disgusting price action chart right now. But if you make some sense out of it, though, you can kind of see there's no doubt about it. We are bullish here. We are bullish right now. We got that long-term bull channel. Follow the bouncing ball, and you can see here A to B, C to D, right? So that's what we're heading towards. We're heading towards that 12.9, and if I remember correctly, wasn't that chart? What was that all-time high? 1225.5. That's what it was. Got those twos mixed up. So we still got plenty of room to go, but as you can see, that's going to get us about half the way there to that all-time high again, right, that we had back in December. So we know that we're headed here, but boy, I'll tell you, this type of stuff right here, these dojis, right? Look at those dojis. Look at this right here. I mean, that stuff right there just tells you can see it's not as consistent as we'd like it to be right now. And no surprise, this mini Russell, this small caps here in the U.S. have definitely been on the skittish side over the past 6 months, right? Haven't been as much determination from those buyers. If you zoom in a little bit closer, you can see here, right? Got a little short-term channel, kept pushing. So we should be right about there for consolidation, a pullback, and then a go. So maybe it happens right now. Maybe it happens tomorrow morning. Maybe this goes higher, right, without correcting for us. But either way you slice it, though, I've got some good levels here to be a buyer as we pull back. 93.7, what's that? 90.1, 86.4, Just a delicious little area there at 1186.4, right? That'll get you your vitamins by right, eating it up right there. You'll definitely take a nibble there. Okay, so bottom line, we're bullish here in the Russell, but you got to be you're a little bit too aggressive for my liking to buy right here. So careful on the Russell being a buyer right now. Stay patient. Buy that pullback. Alrighty, moving here from the Russell to gold. From that mighty mini Russell to this funny yellow metal they call gold futures. Now, we were wondering when the rest of the world was going to start listening to me, right, and do things the right way. I'm only half joking, I swear. But bottom line, we've been talking about this on gold for the past couple of weeks, right? We were wondering, what's up? Why is everybody so scared? And I say that because price kept going, right? What's everybody so scared about? Well, we're scared about Greece. No, why? Don't be scared of Greece. Marco's not scared of Greece, right? They're not scared about Greece and Germany. They're not scared about Greece. Okay? Nobody cares. Well, I mean, you should, right? The Greek people, the Greek food, the Greek landscape, right? I mean, come on, right? I wouldn't want to lose those fine folks in the EU, right? I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't, right? But apparently, right? Apparently, it's not an issue. Okay? So don't worry about that. What else are we worried about? We're worried about oil. Everybody's losing their jobs. Okay. Last time I checked, though, for every one oil-related job that's lost, there'll be like 50 other jobs that'll show up because businesses won't be so strapped by the cost of oil. Preach it, JJ. Preach it, right? You got it. You got it, right? I'm not worried about the jobs. Okay, what else are we worried about? They're worried about underinflated footballs, apparently, is the big concern these days. Right? Go Patriots. What are they worried about? Exactly. There's nothing out there to be worried about right now. There's a bunch of just funny business going on here. I think a lot of it had to do with that spike down on crude prices, and everybody was all freaking out, right? Where's it going to go? Who cares, right? Chart tells a story. So we know right now, right? We get the jump up, okay? Blame it on blame it on oil, blame it on Europe, blame it on China, I don't care, blame it on me, whatever you want. But the reality is we know we're ready for a correction. We know we're due for a correction before we make that push once up again, right? They want to see inflated balls. I'll show them some inflated balls. I'll tell you that much. I will show them. Okay, so we know we're due for a correction here right now. So we probably have a day, maybe two, of selling here on gold. Remember, this is a 64 anchor. This is not grandma's anchor chart, right? This is a pretty decent push out there into the future. This is a pretty big time frame. Okay, so we know that we have most likely going to see a correction before we go higher. No guarantees on this, so make sure you check for the pattern. And we're looking at one more thing here. Heads up, we got rollover here tomorrow. Tomorrow. God, Joe, what's going on? What's going through your head right now? Get with it. Get your head in the game here. End of the month. Okay, got about 4 or 5 days left here in January. So just a heads up, you'll be rolling over here, guys. The 415 on gold, end of the month here. Right now, though, expecting a correction here on gold. That leads me down to my 32 anchor. We got that trading range. I called this trading range last week, right? What was it, last Tuesday, last Wednesday? We saw the lack of volume at the highs, right? And that lack of volume at the highs told us that we'd probably have a range-bound market. Well, that range-bound market now is starting to make some lower lows, right? Problem, though, is look at the volume down bottom here. I'm not seeing it. At least not yet. Okay, at least not yet. Right now, volume does not confirm this move lower. I don't see it. I don't see that volume confirming lower here right now, right? I do see, though, lower highs. I see lower lows. Just a beauty of a channel right there. I also do see we get a little measured move, right? So we'll probably go higher here before we go lower. Okay, so look for that short, 91.7, right? 00.9. 1286.1, 1297.9, right? Those will be some areas where we'll be looking for the old selling opportunity there. Okay, and then you get some targets waiting for you down bottom here, right? 75, 71, 69, 56, 50. Those will be some good targets to the downside. Now, the one thing I want you guys to be weary of is selling into the low of this range. Okay? Whatever you do, don't make that rookie mistake selling short into that low. Okay, well, Joe, didn't you say sell the 91.7? I did, but I didn't say sell the 81.6. So assuming this measured move holds, we go higher, right? I'll get short right there, but I'm going to make sure that I alleviate some risk concerns before I get to that 28 or 81. Am I seriously speaking English right now? You guys, just be happy I'm not an English teacher. I'll stick to my day job here. Apparently, English is not my strong point. Anyways, 1281.6. There we go. Now we're starting to get the Ingrace working here. Jeez Louise. My mom is an English teacher too. She'd be cracking the whip right now. Anyways, so we go higher, looking to sell short. Just be careful. Don't sell into that 81.6. Okay, promise me. Okay, promise me. Don't sell into that low. Right. So if you're going to sell right now, sell above the low or below the low. Right, but don't sell that low. Okay, because that's what's going to happen is we may end up going back in, going up, coming back, and then staying right inside this. So I'll take that short, but I just don't want to sell into that low. Okay, looking good. Boy, you're a goofy kid today, huh, JJ? All right, let's get the giggles out of the way here and get some work done. Gold, moving down to my 16 anchor. I told you, got a lot of charts to cover today. A lot of charts to cover here today. Lower lows and lower highs on this chart tell us to get short. Yeah, I know. We saw that last chart. We are looking to sell overhead resistance levels above us. Boy, you must have been drinking, right? Overhead resistance levels above us. Is that a double negative? I'm no expert on the Ingrace. Is that a double negative? Does that mean it's below us? Anyways, you know what I'm trying to accomplish. You know what I'm trying to communicate. Let's get short up here at these highs. Yeah, you probably could add that back in here. You could add that in as a resistance level there as well. Not my real goal there, but that would be another resistance. I would wait though here, sell that high. Hopefully we get a nice little double top there. 1287.2, 1287.4, 1290.2. That looks good. It looks like we may have already missed the easy sell here earlier on, but we'll have to wait and see. Key right now is I can't change the game. All I can do is game the game, right? I can't change it. All I can do is just wait patiently to sell those resistance levels. And isn't it always the truth? Doesn't it always seem to sneak right up on you, right? You think, oh man, I missed the short. Now I got to wait for all the, and then sure enough, it goes right back up and there you are. Right? No big deal at all. So yeah, we may not want to sell right now, right? But be on the lookout to sell those resistance areas overhead. And then last but not least here on the gold, I know I told you to get a lot of them here. And you can download all these charts to have them ready for tomorrow. I thought they were all useful tonight. You know, they're not always useful, but tonight they're definitely useful. Here we go. Gold price action. Okay, price action is bearish, but we're definitely oversold. Keep looking for selling opportunities, but stay patient because this market already hit our measured move. Now here's a little bit some funny stuff here. We got this overshoot. Okay, now this overshoot, when we get an overshoot like this, we expect a bigger correction. Okay, we expect it to be a bigger correction. Right? So I would have expected that price to go all the way back up possibly to that 97.3, right? So the sellers, they overdo it to the downside. We expect them to over profit take and the buyers to over commit, and we expected it to go right back up, right? It did go back up, but really not to the point where that it really should have. Okay, should have being a relative term. So I do think that we still have a big correction before we go really making that new lower low. So you want to be aware of that. That overshoot is definitely screaming at us. And again, I mean, the fact that it went right back to its low, I'll tell you, that's a really bearish clue. It's a really bearish clue. So we're going to stay selling, but again, look to sell overhead resistance. Okay, you got this little, see this little midline right here? That midline's a little nibble spot there for you. You can nibble on that midline. You can nibble on the high of the range. Take another little nibble there at the channel high, range high, right? There's no difficulty there in finding those areas to sell. The tough part right now is going to be waiting patiently to get into a nice little short opportunity. Now, take out your ruler for me, and I want you to draw these up, and you can see very symmetrical here on gold. Very symmetrical. Okay, that's those little yellow arrows were supposed to be communicating with you. Right? So that's where I get that 66.9. Okay? That's where I get that level. It's just kind of a measured move. In fact, you can probably draw that right back up, right? I mean, it's a pretty symmetrical area right there. I love symmetry because that tells me those stars are lined up. The planets are in good orbit. Okay, so let's get short here on gold at resistance. And if we do go lower here, what am I going to do if we go lower? What if we really are as bearish as it kind of looks like we are right now? Breakout, retrace. Breakout, retrace. Same thing I just said earlier. Do not sell into that low. Don't sell that low. Okay? You make it a habit of selling those lows, they're going to come lock you up and put you in one of those padded cells. Okay? Because you're cuckoo. Okay? Don't sell those lows. Okay, finally here to the crude. Here's another 64. Here's another 64 anchor. Boy, this JJ guy wasn't kidding. Lots of charts here tonight. Lots of charts. 64 anchor chart on the crude. Okay, 64 anchor. Kind of get a bigger picture on this one. You can see, stripped it all down. There's a couple things I see on this. Right? There's a couple things I see. The first thing I see is this long-term bearish channel. Now, I know. You didn't need to tune into my video to know that crude was bearish, right? Just go to the gas pump and you'll see for yourself. So that's the first thing, okay? Obvious. Second thing, measured move, right? That measured move projects us, is that 41? Didn't Mr. Oil Minister, our best friend, Mr. Oil Minister from Saudi Arabia, didn't he mention $40 a barrel? Okay, I'll let you guys insinuate the rest from there. The third thing I see is a trading range. Now, why do I call that a trading range? What would make me, why would I bring that up? Right? Why don't I say, well, there's a trading range too, right? Why this one? Why is this an important trading range to talk about? Why is it shaded in? Well, because look at the volume down at the bottom. Now, I get this question all the time. How do you use volume, Joe? Do you use volume to confirm an entry? No. Too much work. Too complicated. Okay? Don't buy into all that junk. Okay? Your entries are going to come with a price pattern. An entry is only supposed to get me in at a calculatable risk and reward. Okay, that's what I use for entries. Okay, but I want to know if the entry is going in the right direction. Now I'll use volume. Volume confirms the move. If we see high volume on lower lows, price will most likely keep going lower. Right now, though, what are you seeing? Lower low in price, lower high in volume. Nope. Volume does not confirm. Okay, you saw what volume looks like when volume confirms on the Russell. The volume would be going higher, right? This yellow line on the volume would be going higher if we confirmed the move lower. Okay, I'm not saying we're not bearish as the Dickens right now. The Dickens is really, really bearish apparently. Okay, bad joke. So, yeah, tough crowd. Quiet. I hear crickets chirping out there. That could be because I'm the only person in the room right now. Anyways, we have our measured move down, but I think we may have to wait a little bit to get there. Okay, so that's why I drew in the range here. I drew the range in because I just don't see the volume confirming right now, so my gut tells me that this is going to be our range. Okay, so right now, be very careful selling short right now on crude. Where should I sell short? At the highs, JJ, at the highs. Tell them to sell the highs. That's right, sell at resistance. Sell at the highs. Sell at a premium. I don't care what I'm trying to sell. I always want to sell it at a higher price. Think about it. Yeah, see? I told you. Whatever I want to sell, I'm going to sell at a higher price. See how easy that was to figure that one out? Okay, so I'm in a low price right now. I don't want to sell right here. But I'm just telling you, be very suspicious if this thing rolls over here tonight. I would much rather wait for price to go back up before I sell it because that volume is not confirmed. Okay? Now, there's one more thing here on this chart. There's one more thing on this chart I want you to keep a close eye on here. There appears to be a short-term channel right there. Okay? A little short-term channel. Let's dig into that real quick. Let's dig into that. Let's go from our 64, cut that in half. Let's go to the 32. Ah. And the crowd goes wild. There we go. Okay? So here's a great looking chart, and what I think probably the most important chart I'm going to show you right now. Okay, a couple things in this chart you're going to see here. First of all, this is that expanded channel. This is that short-term channel I showed you earlier, but now you got this on a 32, right? See, this is the beauty of multiple time frames. Okay, so now this looks a lot easier, right? So clearly we want to sell the highs of that channel, right? I'd love to sell the highs of the channel, take some profit off at the lows of the channel. Okay, remember, bear channel. A bear channel is called structure. Okay, this is the market structure. We're a channel short. Okay, sell the highs. What else do I see on this chart? There's a whole bunch of ABCs on this chart, right? There's a whole bunch of ABCs. Follow the bouncing ball. A to B, C to D. A to B, C to D. Okay, that'll make for a measured move target right there. 44, big round number. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, lower low, retrace, A to B, C to D. There's another. 2 for 2, right? So there's 2 measured moves on this, giving us targets at 44 and 43. A little bit of foreshadowing there for later on this week, possibly. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, what else we see on this chart? What else do we see here? We got sell zones overhead. That will definitely be where you're going to get the best selling opportunities. Okay, 46.32. And really the hardest part right now is not knowing what to do. It's just staying patient and waiting to do it. Right? That's the tough part. I have a really hard time being a seller right here, right now. Are there any other sell zones more short term? Okay, what if you're in Asia right now and you want to trade this evening? Okay, let's do this. 16 anchor. Okay, here's an even faster time frame. You'll notice the bear channel again. Okay, this is a little bit different channel. You had to kind of go out a little bit further on that one to find it. Okay, that one's a little bit different channel. That one didn't fit perfectly. Okay, it's good enough though. So the fact of the matter is here, channel, we broke the channel. We should be going back to that low. We should be going back to that low. Now, we should be going back to that low, 44.39. Notice what I didn't say. When we're getting back to that low, because I don't know. Okay? I don't know when we get to 44.39, right? Don't be a fool. Okay? And things can go straight down. It may go straight down, but it's highly unlikely. Okay? It's more likely that this market retraces, tries to get some buyers involved here before it finally hits that low. So again, sell at resistance, okay? Don't be foolish. Don't go forcing it. Sell at resistance overhead, and then you got targets here, 44.81, 44.39, and then again, down that low, that channel, again, 44 and 43 from the other charts, okay? Last but not least here, price action chart here on crude. Yuck. This is another kind of ugly looking price action chart. Okay, we got a couple different channels here. It doesn't really matter how you slice it. If you look at that channel low, right, channel down, project that up, right, you kind of see how even that's been broken, right, channel break there. I like the big one a little bit better, this big channel coming off those highs, right, channel break. So we're definitely looking good to retest these lows again. The more I look at these charts again, the more I see, yeah, let's just, you want to focus on getting to that 44.52. We're most likely we will hit that 44.52 between now and tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We probably will. And if we haven't hit it before 9 a.m. tomorrow, be looking for those sellers to come in tomorrow morning right at the opening bell and take the sucker lower. I'll know more tomorrow when I see it in real time. So you'll notice I gave you guys a bunch of overhead resistance levels overhead here. Use those for selling opportunities. And don't forget, make sure you got the right candlestick for that sell trigger on the way back down. Okay, so crude oil price action is bearish. The recent break of that channel tells us these bears will likely try to retest the lows and possibly run it all the way down to 44 before we get the next big correction. So look for a move lower, then higher, and then a second leg down, possibly to that 41 later on this week. All right? Key word right now is sell. Sell where? Sell overhead resistance. Sell at the highs. Now you guys on the plan. All right, guys? Awesome day today. Awesome day today. Great Monday, right? Finally got a Monday that really moved well for us here today. Good Monday on the books. Come back tomorrow, Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time. I'll open up my live trade room, and you guys have yourselves a fantastic evening. Don't forget, grab your free pass. I feel like I should say sucker, right? Grab your free what was that, Joe? Grab your free pass, register for the newsletter list. I gotta have some fun, right? You know what they say about all work and no play, right? Yeah, exactly. It stinks, right? You gotta have some fun. Download the charts, grab your free pass. I'll see you guys as guests tomorrow in the room, right? Join the newsletter mailing list. And guys, don't forget, we have the best free trial on the planet. Yeah, that's like a really big deal. The planet. That I may not have the proof of that, by the way. But I know for a fact, though, that we have one of the best free trials on the planet, and I don't want you to take my word for it. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, right? You're probably saying, yeah, hopefully it plugs up that mouth of yours and keeps it closed for a while. Bottom line, though, grab the free trial, though. The free trial is definitely worth your time. And on that free trial, I'm going to teach you not only what it means to be a member, but I'm going to give you all of the knowledge about technical analysis, all my price patterns. Guys, take the trial. You'll see what I mean. It's worth your time. I'm not going to waste your time and my time. While you're here, don't forget, check out our 3 levels of membership. Someone standing by 24/7, 365. And one last time, if you're in the Northeast right now, batten down those hatches. Stay warm. Don't be a hero. And have fun out there with the kids while they're home from school for a few days, right? It's always the best part about winter season, right? Kids get called out to school. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Guys, same time, same place tomorrow. 8 p.m. tomorrow. I'm opening the trade room tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.